I suppose we have to start with the north today. The Taoiseach is trying to do something to help today, putting it mildly.
He's in Northern Ireland, he's in Belfast for the day. He's meeting with all of the party leaders there, and he's trying to break this never-ending impasse over the Northern Ireland Protocol, which is obviously causing a lot of division and strife up there. And we've had, obviously, the Northern Assembly elections a couple of weeks ago, and the result of that, and the DUP saying they're not going back into power sharing until they
standstill again.
Get the protocol sorted. So it's a standstill again. Look, we've been here before. We were here between 2017 and 2020 when there was no Northern Ireland executive. And
we're still there.
And we're still there. Well, we got out of it for a couple of years, and then we've had the Assembly elections. Obviously, now we've had a huge amount of grief over the protocol. This is obviously the post-Brexit arrangements that aim to avoid a hard border on the island of Ireland, but are causing a problem in terms of east-west trade, where a lot of goods being imported into Northern Ireland are being caught up in red tape, and the DUP and others on the unionist side feel as if the best way of kind of getting over these issues is scrapping the protocol, which obviously would be in contravention of international agreements. So overnight we had the US Speaker, Nancy Pelosi, put out a tweet saying that anything that threatens the Good Friday Agreement would negate any prospect of a UK-US.
It is so layered and so...
It is. It's extremely complex. But look, Brexit's been going on, and the impact of Brexit has been going on for 6 years now. One thing I've learned in covering it is that usually when an impasse happens, it goes on for weeks, months, sometimes years, and then a solution is found in the end. I think a solution will be found here, but it could take quite a long time.
What if the lack of unilateral trade deal between the UK and the US, I mean, would that be a massive deterrent to Boris Johnson and his efforts to ram it through?
Yeah, it won't help. I mean, the benefits of Brexit or the deficits of Brexit are being felt right now. And one of the arguments for Brexit was that the UK could strike its own trade deals, lucrative trade deals with other countries, and obviously the US is a huge market for the UK. So it wouldn't be good for Boris Johnson, no. And obviously to be seen to be breaching an international agreement would also not be good, because why would other countries sign up to international agreements with the UK?
And Simon Coveney picked up on that. He said the UK's approach would have real consequences for Britain internationally.
But again, we've been here before, high rhetoric, lots of people giving out about each other, tensions, ill will. Things tend to work out, but look,
a lot of sabre rattling at the moment.
A lot of sabre rattling, but it'll be protracted, it'll be difficult, and we've a few hurdles to jump.